All right, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I just thought I would do a quick update video. I actually did get quite a bit of work done on the interior, which is the point in the project where I'm at now. I just wanted to show you guys a few things, see how it's going here. All right. So last week I did kind of the big reveal, so to speak, of the interior. And if you guys noticed before, the framing for the cabinets were up. But as you guys can see now, I actually was able to put the doors on and start framing in all the pieces. And additionally, I finished the front cap portion there, which I'll talk about in a moment. And the area down here, which will house the cassette toilet. So obviously these cabinets, as discussed before, I will put a finish on them, the same exact finish, which is here, so they will match the rest of the camper. Let me just kind of go through a few things here. So down here, as I spoke about before, is and I will have little knobs on here eventually. Is this is where the my bathroom system is going to be there. It's a cassette toilet. It fits right down in here, nice and snug, and got a nice door, keeps it out of the way. I never really had issues with smells. I used that same exact cassette toilet in my last camper. There is a chemical, it looks like a little, like a laundry detergent, and those little plastic clear things that I would drop in every once in a while. But I was fortunate. I never had any smell issues. So that little cabinet, though, keep it out of sight. If there is, it's sealed up pretty good, not 100%, but if there's any smells, it should kind of help control that, and I'll work out perfect. So as promised, right here, I was able to make the this door, and these doors, by the way, are cabinet doors, are completely handmade. This is not something I bought. I'm considering, if you guys are interested in doing a little video. I mean, these are nothing too complex. They're just assembled with some pocket hole screws and use some concealed hinges. But I thought I came up with a pretty good little system to assemble and put them together. They're nice and strong, and they work out real well. And then up here, so we saw this cabinet, but here's it in the flesh. So the door on this one's a lift up, and this will probably be my pantry area. So I threw a little food in there. We got the bottoms on the cabinets. Let's see if that shows up. And guys, I'm still finalizing some sanding and stuff, so you might find a few. But up here's a little bookshelf. I threw just one book just to kind of give an idea. This, some little plastic tote like this, I might, use some of those or something too. So on both sides, up and bottom, we have this little cabinet here. It's not a huge one, but again, nice flip up door. Very pleased with how these turned out. Now down here, you guys had seen the pallet wood here, and this is where a little table is going to sit. So I'm going to actually work on that today after this video. But you guys can see down there at the bottom, I added a bunch of insulation. That was actually a lot more work than it probably looked, because I kind of had to attach some pieces at different widths and everything, and then cover the final piece in the cloth like I discussed on the walls. That actually turned out really, man, I was super happy with how that turned out. So as you guys notice, this is a Lagoon table mount. That's what I was talking about. And today I'm actually going to start working on the tabletop for that. This is how the mount attached down there. And thus far, man, I'm super happy with this mount. It's they are expensive, but very high quality, and very pleased with how it mounted. I think it's going to work out good as a table system. And so in the past week, that's about it. I made the doors, finished up the bottoms of the cabinets, and finished up. Sorry guys, I'm bouncing around here. Finished up this whole wall. Got the lagoon mount mounted, and finished up down there where the cassette toilet goes. All these cabinet walls. Now, one thing you guys might have noticed is, so I don't know, maybe perhaps like a traditional cabinet, you would just have doors that butt up against each other. That when you open them, it opens up the entire cabinet space. For this one, you know, I chose I didn't want to. So essentially, I have these two doors open up like that, and then this is essentially a wall. So this will be the primary water storage for the camper. Now the system I'm going to incorporate will make a little bit more sense later. But I chose to, so this opening here is large enough to where I can I can get the water out. Might be a little bit of a struggle when they're full. And then there will be a top on this, obviously, but this right here is going to offer me a little bit of storage. And it was just ultimately more useful for me to have this wall here because I could put a little bit more things in storage and actually attach some things, which is kind of my intent as I get going on this wall for organization purposes. So I think that'll come to light in the future. And I'm not opposed to doors, kind of closing side by side. And what I'm trying to describe here is, like, say for example, if this were a door. But I don't know. I just thought it looked, I thought it would look kind of unique and serve my purpose as well. This side, as I discussed, is going to be a sink, so I'll have the drain pipe there. I'm thinking here I'm going to have a 2-burner stove, which I will essentially just take out. It's not going to be permanently affixed. I want. I kind of like the idea of having the cabinet space clean and open. Right here will be a sink. I'll do that classic cutting board that sits inside the sink to add a little more counter space there. But for this area, I'm just going to leave it open. And the idea would be is, when I go to cook or prepare some food or something, I'll pull out. I think I'm going to use a 2-burner stove. And, I'll just set it up there, set it up and do my thing. And, when I leave, I can slide it in there. Anyways, long story short is, in this cabinet, I'm still thinking about it, but I think I'll do some sort of system where I actually create a little channel that this will just slide in, probably roughly at an angle like that. I'll have the drain here, and then this little wall. So, here's another one of those little walls right here. This will give me some space back in here to store some stuff. And, I could put attach something directly to this wall. Those little details are not my main focus of interest right now. But I am kind of thinking ahead to those. And this particular cabinet configuration, I think, well, it's done now. But, that's how I'm going to do it. So, hey guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm very flattered by all the views. I know a lot of you guys have given me, I've asked for, and you guys have given me some suggestions. For example, on the door, the vent flap for the AC. I appreciate those, guys, and keep them coming. I may or may not necessarily always incorporate these ideas immediately, but I do appreciate the ideas. I've gotten some really good ideas. They might be things I incorporate in the future or just keep in the back of my mind. I fully expect, as even when I'm completed with this camper, I'll get it on the road first thing I can. And, I kind of expect that, I will modify and adapt things as, I learn about it and see what works, see what doesn't. I'll have to admit, on the last camper I built, I put a lot of thought into it, and arguably probably I put more thought into this one than I did on the previous one. And overall, I didn't really make many modifications on the last one. I feel like it turned out pretty darn well, but I definitely do recognize that. So bottom line, guys, is I still want, keep giving me your opinions, and if I don't necessarily change something, doesn't mean I'm disregarding or ignoring you. I just going through, and there might be multiple reasons why I make a decision to do one thing over the other. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.